Welcome to my Chromebook app presentation on ScratchJr. Designed by the developers of Scratch, ScratchJr is similar to Scratch, as both programs are used to learn the language of coding. ScratchJr is specifically designed to be appropriate for younger students. This presentation will primarily center on ScratchJr, as this is an app that students can access on their school Chromebooks. However, I will include basic information about Scratch as well. Even though it is a web-based program, it is a great resource for students to engage in content creation and collaboration. The Scratch programs are coding communities for children. These coding programs can be integrated into various content areas. The two Scratch programs target different age ranges. Scratch is recommended for students ages 8 to 16. With Scratch, students can code their own interactive stories, animations, and games. In this process, according to the developers, they learn to think creatively, reason systematically, and work collaboratively. ScratchJr is a program designed for early elementary age children to use to learn a coding language, specifically young children ages 5 to 7. According to the developers of ScratchJr, coding is the new literacy. With ScratchJr, the students can program their own interactive stories and games. In the process, they learn to solve problems, design projects, and express themselves creatively on the computer. In addition, children snap together graphical programming blocks to make characters move, jump, dance, and sing. Children can modify characters in the Paint editor, add their own voices and sounds, even insert photos of themselves. Then use the programming blocks to make their characters come to life. Both coding programs are free. In the following slides, we will see more information about the differences between Scratch and ScratchJr. In addition, we will see an example of how students can use the programming blocks to manipulate characters using coding sequences. Let's take a look at a comparison of the interfaces of Scratch and ScratchJr. Scratch is designed with a simple and visual interface. While Scratch is more complex than the reimagined ScratchJr, it is easy for kids to understand and appropriate for students starting in upper elementary. Scratch was developed based on core learning principles and core design principles. The learning principles could be known as the 4 Ps. The learning principles are projects, passion, peers, and play. As part of the set of design principles, the interface supports diverse uses with a simplicity that fosters new forms of creativity. To support what they call tinkerability, the developers state that they design the interfaces to encourage quick experimentation and rapid cycles of iteration. Scratch is web-based and available in more than 70 languages. ScratchJr is the remake of Scratch so that younger students can access the coding projects and coding language. ScratchJr was created by redesigning the interface and programming language to make them developmentally appropriate for younger children. The program descriptions claim that the features are carefully designed to match young children's cognitive, personal, social, and emotional development. ScratchJr is available as a free app for iPads, Android tablets, and Chromebooks. Both of these coding literacy programs are very valuable to student learning. They are focused on facilitating a way for students to create new content and collaborate together. Both programs are driven by the purpose of promoting content creation by students. The program writers state that students learn how to create and express themselves with the computer not just to interact with it. In the process, children learn to solve problems and design projects, and they develop sequencing skills that are foundational for later academic success. They also use math and language in a meaningful and motivating context, supporting the development of early childhood numeracy and literacy. It is clear that student-centered content creation is the primary goal of the Scratch coding programs. In addition, on the Chromebook, the students can share their creations in the ScratchJr app by email. Scratch builds on the foundation of ScratchJr by adding a collaboration component in which students can use their web accounts to work on projects together. Students can add the ScratchJr application to their Chromebook. Students will log into the Chromebook, open the Play Store, search for ScratchJr, and select Download. This process is shown in detail in the video on the next slide. Older students who wish to access Scratch online can navigate to the website scratch.mit.edu/join. And for educators who wish to create a teacher account in Scratch, you can go to scratch.mit.edu/educators/register. Your teacher account is where you can help students create accounts, and you can manage what students are creating and collaborating on online. Let's take a look at how to add the ScratchJr app to your student's Chromebook. Students will need to access the Google Play Store. If students need help navigating to this, they can use this button that looks like a colorful arrow. If that's not appearing at the bottom of their Chromebook, they can click on this launcher with the circle icon. Then they can click on the Play Store icon. Once you are in the Play Store, you can see ScratchJr as an app for you to download. You'll have an install button right around here. And if you have many apps that you need to search through, you can come to the search bar and you can type in Scratch, and then you'll be able to find the app that way as well. On this page, you can see additional information about the app, including lots of reasons why teachers like it, and it also gives you information about data safety so that you can consider these factors when using it with your students. Students can learn how to code by practicing with the Scratch programming language. There are startup activities on the ScratchJr website that give you a quick way to learn how to do new things with ScratchJr. On the website, the activities are listed in order from simplest to hardest, and the first one will be modeled in the video on the next slide. The activities also come with extension tasks that go along with each project. These tasks help students learn new coding functions on their own. For the task on the next slide, the extension prompts include questions such as, how would you make the car go only halfway across the screen? Or what would happen if a wizard, a dragon, or an elephant appeared on the sidewalk? Extension prompts like these give students ways to think creatively and problem solve as they learn a coding language and practice their coding skills. Once you have downloaded the ScratchJr app, you can start to create projects. Let's take a look at one of the ScratchJr activities called Drive Across the City. We are going to get started by pressing the Home button. You can see your previously created projects, and you can add a new project by clicking the blank plus sign. Once your new project has loaded, you can get started. The main idea for this activity is, can we make a car drive across a city? The first thing that I will need to do is to choose a background. We're going to use this image icon in order to choose the background. Since I want my car to drive across the city, I will select the city as the background. There are many other options to choose from. Once I have selected city, I'm going to select the check mark to insert it into my project. Next, I will need to choose the correct character. This default character, cat, is not needed, so I will click and hold and then remove the cat by clicking the X button. Now it is time to add the character for this project. I can do that by selecting this blank plus button. Once the characters have loaded, you can see that there are many options. There are animals, there are people, there are nature options, places, and I'm scrolling down to the bottom to select the car. Once I've selected the car, I can insert it into my project using the check. Now that I have my character, I'm going to resize the character and move it to the start place. You can resize your character by selecting the purple character button. The options for modifying your character are to have it speak, to increase the size, shrink the size, reset the size. You can hide your character, and then you can show your character. In order to shrink my character, I'm going to bring the shrink button into my coding space, and I can select this number and change it to the number of times that I'd like it to shrink. Once I'm ready to have it shrink, I'm going to double click the shrink button and my character will shrink to the size that I wish it to be. And now I can drag it to the city road where it will drive across. Now it's time to make the program that will have the car drive across the city. I'm going to start by using this yellow button. You can see here that we have the flag option, which starts the coding program. I'm going to get rid of my character modification button, and I'm going to bring down the green flag. Now I need to move my character across the city, so I'm going to select the blue movement button. I can see my options are to move right, move left, move up, move down, turn right, turn left, hop, and go home. I want my character to move right, but I'm not sure how far, so I'm going to select this grid feature. I can see that my character is lined up with the 2 on the x-axis, and I want my character to move across the city. So I'm going to bring this move right button into my coding sequence, and I'm going to change the amount that it's going to drive. I'll change it to 16 so it moves across the city. Then I can select on my red end sequence button, and I can bring down the end button and attach it to my coding sequence. I could also use repeat forever. Now that I have set up my program, I can turn off the grid and I can use this green flag button to see if it works, to see if I in fact am able to make the car drive across the city. And I have seen this happen before, so we will reset and we will see if giving it one more chance works. There we go. So we can see we were able to make the car drive across the city using these basic coding functions. Thank you for listening to my presentation. If you are interested in taking your coding projects to the next level, ScratchLink is a helper app that lets you connect Scratch to other devices, such as Lego robotics kits. Using ScratchLink requires both Scratch, which can be used either via the website or via the app, and a compatible Bluetooth device. The icon for ScratchLink is shown. If you have access to the Microsoft Store, you can download ScratchLink and be able to connect Scratch to other devices. I have listed my sources that I used as I was researching these programs. Again, thank you for listening to my presentation and happy coding!